Welcome to the Weather Guru podcast for June 22, 2024, Saturday night, this weekend edition for the lower 48. Today we're going to be talking about the tropics as well as watches and warnings in the lower 48. Please be sure to subscribe to the Weather Guru for the latest interpretation of weather in the lower 48 as well as tropical updates in general, weather of general concern, and I thank you for your support. Right now you're looking at the National Hurricane Center's forecast for the Atlantic Basin here, Gulf of Mexico and the Caribbean and the Pacific, and you can see right here we have a disturbance here given a 40% chance. As you know, we went through Alberto that affected Mexico, northern Mexico, southern Texas, on some of the barrier islands there. They received in southern Texas, south of Corpus Christi, they had a foot of flooding, a foot of 1 or 2 feet of storm surge, and minor flooding, but overall they fared pretty well with tropical storm Alberto as it made landfall this past week. But now we have a new disturbance that's coming in. It's given a medium chance, a 40% chance of development, as you can see here, in 48 hours and through 7 days. And, it's a broad area of low pressure. And this is typically where we see, climatologically, where we see systems form in that Gulf of Mexico and then off the coast of Florida here. That's the primary areas. And sometimes you can get stuff in the Caribbean Sea, too. But this Central American gyre, this big area of low pressure here that's rotating around all of Central America, the Yucatan Peninsula down by Belize, Honduras, Nicaragua, etc. So we have this system here, but like I said, look how close it is to the coast. Doesn't have much time for development. However, Hurricane Hunter aircraft is scheduled to investigate the system tomorrow on Sunday if necessary. So gale force winds are producing gale force winds along the eastern coast of Mexico. That's going to diminish this evening according to this report. So, hey, this could become our next B-name storm. I don't know. It doesn't have much real estate to work with here. We just have to see what's going on with the internal structure of the system as it goes. Now, elsewhere in the eastern Pacific, nothing going on there during the next 48 hours, as well as the central Pacific out toward Hawaii and that area. Nothing going out toward that area. So absolutely fabulous news on those fronts. Now, closer to home here, courtesy of Radar Scope, we have a bunch of watches and warnings. There is a tornado warning in Wisconsin right now, inbound and outbound towards Williams Bay and Lake Genova, Wisconsin, Como, in the town of Wheatland. This here is tornado warning expires in 14 minutes. There has been hail up to 1.25 inches produced with this here. Radar indicated tornado here for Kenosha and Walsworth County in Wisconsin, as well as hail coming in there too. So be very careful if you're in this area of Wisconsin here between Twin Lakes and Kenosha. This heavy line, nasty line, squall line, this QLCS, quasi-linear convective system lines, until you get these spin-offs out that, there's a inflow notch, and you can get those spin-offs out there. As you can see here, these vortex signatures clearly marked here that are racing off to the east here. This one is racing off to the east-northeast at 63 knots, and you can see here hails up to 1 inch to 1/4 inch there, a little over 1 inch there, as far as radar indicated now. So be very careful if you're in Lake Geneva, Genoa City, Wheatland, Salem Lakes. All of this is becoming your way and heading toward Kenosha eventually in the next hour or so here in that area. They're heading up I-49 through Waukegan and Kenosha, Wisconsin. It's part of a big complex here. You can see that's bringing storms through Sheboygan, Green Bay, Wisconsin, all the way back through Rockford, Illinois, and the Quad Cities of Iowa here. And this complex continues to race off, like I said, up to 50 to 60 miles an hour, bringing showers through Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and Rockford, Illinois, is down to Davenport, Quad Cities. And this will continue. Chicago, northern suburbs may get clipped there. As you can see, there's marine warnings extending in Lake Michigan. So northern suburbs of Chicago, if you're heading the northern suburbs there, Skokie, up through Kenosha, be very careful tonight in the next hour or so as these storms make its way through here. Maybe some issues, some warnings here. Elsewhere, we do have some severe thunderstorm warnings in Virginia, and this is in south of on I-81 corridor through Winchester, Virginia here, about 2.5 hours south of DC area here. These storms will continue to produce hail up to 3/4 inch and 60-mile-an-hour winds here. That's going to be the large tree branches going to fall here in the Shenandoah Valley, so be very careful there. And then we have some other scattered severe thunderstorm warnings in Pennsylvania, New York, and New Jersey here. These storms are producing hail makers with the intense heat that has gripped most of the 2/3 of the country. Most of these are producing hail and straight line winds up to 60 miles an hour, and that's what the National Weather Service has issued these severe thunderstorm warnings with 60-mile-an-hour gusts and quarter-size hail. And so you got to be careful out here. This is in upstate New York here. And this is another one that's continuing to make its rampage here, just to the east of the New York State Thruway in Syracuse, heading toward Albany and I-87, the Capital District. Be very careful. These showers continue to race off to the east there in your vicinity. Now, those are the severe thunderstorm warnings that we have. We have a bunch of flash flood warnings also, and these are going to be indicated out in the desert Southwest. Monsoon season has kicked in a little bit here in Arizona and the Four Corners here. So if you're up in Flagstaff, west of Flagstaff, out toward Rim Country, Grand Canyon Country there, be very careful. There's heavy showers, as say, and thunderstorms in that area. Prescott Valley, Payson, and the Green Verde Valley, up toward just south of Sedona and I-17. Be very careful. And you can see showers here extending into New Mexico, western New Mexico, Grants Pass, west of Albuquerque, and all that area. These showers will continue to rotate around there and produce. So monsoon season is beginning to kick in a little bit there in the Four Corners, but not quite extensive, but it is kicking up those showers there. Like I said, those special marine warnings on Lake Michigan, be very careful here. There could be water spouts generated here with 50-knot winds, 40-knot winds, wind gusts in excess of 50 knots. It's going to be spinning up here all along the Chicago Harbor, Evanston, North Chicago, Waukegan, and that's going to continue as this line of storms continue to move in about another hour or so Central Time as we continue to watch that. So those are our watches and warnings that are in place here. Elsewhere across the country, it's just been extremely hot. Heat advisories on the eastern third, and that's what we have going on here. Stay cool, stay hydrated for another day. God bless. I'll talk to you very soon.